Iskam okam. Ja-oh!
Shall not cast your magic wand, Voldemort. How's it going, Adam? Good. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
You're listening to the No Lives Remaining podcast, and if you haven't guessed by now, it's something to do with Gandalf and Voldemort. We're doing another Versus episode.
Yep.
Adam,
obviously those two.
Tell everyone who didn't get my intro who we're doing the Versus on.
Yep. So Voldemort from the Harry Potter universe, who is otherwise known as He Who Should Not Be Named, or blah blah blah, you know who, versus Gandalf the Grey, or White if you prefer. He's various shades depending on which one you prefer.
Well,
from Lord of the Rings.
Should we decide on which Gandalf? Because I think White is more powerful, right?
Yeah, White is the more powerful version.
And Black is even more powerful.
He
never goes black, but
no, there isn't any. Black wizard.
If he went black, he wouldn't go back.
There's a brown wizard, a white wizard, a grey wizard, and a couple of blue wizards. As far as we know.
Okay, well, we'll say Gandalf the White because
the more powerful version.
Yeah, old Tom Riddle is pretty powerful by the point at the end of that.
We're going like full power Lord Voldemort versus full power Gandalf.
Yeah, that's the only way it needs to be.
Yeah.
So, I feel like Voldemort lives in a very kind of pussy universe compared to Gandalf. I mean, do you agree?
Yeah.
I feel like Voldemort would be overwhelmed by the reality of things.
Well, the Middle Earth is a crap hole at the end of the day. It's
right.
A horrible place. It's beautiful scenery and everything, but there's so many horrible monsters and creatures and things out there just trying to kill you constantly. It's hard to scrape a living. Like, the hobbits, they're basically the equivalent of the Harry Potter average citizen.
Yeah.
In their little bubble.
Do you think...
know about.
Do you think, like, magic would they retain their magical system in, like, should we bring them into a whole, like, a third world? Or would, like, Voldemort get in the Middle Earth and cast, like, his freaking death bolt or whatever it is at something, and it just explodes into, like, black and red gore? And he's like, holy shit, this never used to do this before! And he, like, throws his wand down.
No, it would work the same as it does now. So it'd just like a flash of green light and dead.
Or I didn't know,
the spells
like
do the same thing, but yeah.
Just
boom.
It's just like, oh,
holy crap!
My powers are way more realistic in this world. So the problem is Gandalf. Besides like a lot of like sweet light flashes and light effects, I haven't really seen him do a lot because I haven't read the books. What can he do? Like, I know he casts fire.
He's supposed to be like a powerful wizard, but is in a world where the wizards are really rare for a start. Like there's 5 of them. Okay. The other thing is like he's very long lived, and he's very wise and like well travelled and everything. So he knows lots of things. So his knowledge is his greatest strength. But when it comes to actually spell casting, he barely ever does it.
Yeah.
Like, in the books, I think the first time he casts like an actual spell is in The Hobbit, and he kills like 5 goblins with a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's like the only thing he does.
Okay.
And then like in the films and stuff, you see him use lots of protective magics, like a shield. He's got the dome against the Balrog and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He can like break stones in half with his staff. He has like the intimidation thing where he like goes and everything goes dark and he fills the room and has a commanding voice and stuff. But other than that, I mean, he can talk to moths and things.
He can manipulate metal, right?
Probably. He can break it and stuff. So,
I was making a Magneto
got
joke.
The Lumos spell, effectively. He can light up a an area.
You totally didn't get my Magneto joke.
No, I didn't.
But yeah.
He probably could anyway.
So,
Like,
but Voldemort,
cross power.
Voldemort's just got like some like he's got all the magic that Harry Potter has, but like all like the dark magic too.
Yes. He's got like much more direct attacking spells.
Yeah. Like do you think their magic systems would work against each other? Like if Gandalf were to cast a protective bubble, would it stop?
I'm pretty sure it would, because
Voldemort's
it protects him against like the Balrog and Sauron and everything. So I think it should be able to handle it. Like, but he struggles to maintain it. Like he has to keep maintaining it. So you'd have to, if you punched through it enough, you'd probably get him to stop.
But I wonder, like, if Gandalf could get... I keep wanting to call him Ganondorf. I'll probably do it a couple times this podcast.
Yeah.
If Gandalf could get... Ganondorf. If Gandalf could get close... If Gandalf could get closer to Voldemort and use... what the hell's this sword's name?
Glamdring.
Glamdring. If he could use Glamdring on Voldemort, I feel like it would be a quick fight.
Yes.
Right?
See, the other part of it is that Gandalf is a badass in close combat.
Right.
Whereas Voldemort is totally not.
Right.
So
he got his nose cut off at one point.
Yeah. So, I think as an actual fighter, like, Gandalf's got way more experience. And, he's much better in melee. But when it comes to actual raw spellcasting power, then Voldemort's more attacky. Like, you see it in... the end of the film of Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And Voldemort has that big battle with Dumbledore and stuff, and he's doing all sorts of really cool spells, and he like breaks all the glass in the windows and like fires them in like a huge tidal wave of glass shards and things.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
All stuff like that as well. So when it comes to like actual attacking spells, he's pretty powerful. But as I say, he obviously has no concept of melee or mundane combat to the point
who uses swords in this day besides
exactly
besides what's his name,
Neville Longbottom.
Neville Longbottom. Neville. Besides Neville, who is the Trueborn in Harry Potter and the one that defeated Voldemort in the end. So yeah, Voldemort's already been killed by a sword. I'm just kidding. But
hey,
I feel like it's just like the Spider-Man Ant-Man debate. If Gandalf could get close enough to Voldemort, I think he could kill him. Yeah. But like you said, the whole glass thing, do you think Gandalf could fend off like a glass avalanche?
He could, but again, we've seen it where he can block more or less anything, but it takes a lot of his strength, so he can only do it for so long before he gets tired.
Who do you think has the most magical endurance? Because Voldemort held off quite long against Harry Potter and that like bubble, like weird, like when they went back and forth with their laser beams, that stuff.
It seems like Voldemort doesn't really get weak from casting. He can just carry on casting as long as he can. So there doesn't seem to be any like endurance involved in the magic there. They can do it all the time, basically.
Do you think Gandalf could pull a Saruman and like use a spell to like flick Voldemort's wand away and break it? Because Voldemort's wand is his power, right? Or can he cast stuff without his wand?
They can still do stuff, but the wand is basically everything they need. But in the same way, Gandalf's staff is a focus for his power as well.
Okay.
So, he always uses his staff to cast spells.
So they both just fling each other's staff and wand away, and it's just a fist fight.
In which case, Gandalf would win, because Gandalf's a badass in close combat.
Right.
So
that would be a cool fight. It'd just be like a hobo fight by that end.
Pulling on his beard and stuff.
Right, exactly. He'd be trying to grab his nose, and Voldemort between his like two fingers, and Voldemort would just give him like that evil grin, like I don't have a nose, and like headbutt him. Right.
I lost it long ago. But like the same thing is like you see Gandalf actually has some very powerful things, and he's beaten other people as well. Like he's beaten a Balrog, which you never see Voldemort. Like he wouldn't. All he's ever beaten is other wizards, really, and even then, it's kind of when he gets the surprise on them. Like
Yeah. Ooh, he killed Edward from Twilight in the fourth movie. Oh, man.
And even then, it was just because he was like completely undefended and unexpecting it.
Right.
Like, you can fend him off quite easily. Even a school kid wizard can do it. So...
Because, like, Voldemort's smart, and he has, like, this big scheme that was very badly thought out in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. But I feel like Gandalf's way smarter.
Yeah, he's got more experience as well.
Right, and I feel like he's got some, like, magical sense. So, like, I feel like, as, like, a tactician, like, in the middle of a fight, I feel like Gandalf has the upper hand as well.
But, again, like, Gandalf has lost to Saruman in a fight.
True.
And so when he comes up against other wizards...
Well, to be fair...
Come up against one.
To be fair, Saruman got the jump on him.
He did, but... They were fighting for a while, and it still happened.
Like, for half that fight, freaking Gandalf didn't even have his staff because he was, like, taken by surprise. But you know, at the end of the Voldemort fight, he would whisper to a moth and let it fly away, and then he'd fight Voldemort for about 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden, Eagle would just be like, and just like eat Voldemort.
Exactly. So that's what I was going to say. Is like. Gandalf's other main strength is that he has friends everywhere.
Right.
And something, whereas Voldemort, his only, like, friends were basically lackeys, and they were all wizards.
And they all
So if
sucked.
all the wizards aren't on your side, then he really has nothing to back him up. And when he was on his own, that's where problems started.
It's like freaking Malfoy's dad, who just lost every time that he went in to do something. And then, like, the rest of his lackeys were all, like, only powerful and good because they, like, betrayed or were, like, hiding in the dark until a certain point. Besides, like, Beatrix Lestrange or whatever her name is. The rest of them were, like, hidden and were, like, the big twists at the end of the movie. Oh, this person's bad, and... even though she's wearing pink and really nice looking, she's evil as hell and stuff like that. Like I feel like Gandalf would notice. Yeah. Like these people wouldn't surprise him. He'd sense that they were evil, and I feel like they're not as big a threat if they were just like straight up they're evil. Gotta know.
And Gandalf also has one of the special rings.
Oh yeah.
He's got one of the powerful rings, so you don't really see it in the films, but yeah, so he's actually got quite a lot going for him in terms of arsenal and allies and things. I mean, Voldemort really just has his wand. At some point he has the Elder Wand, but of course that works worse than the actual wand because of the way it works. So he's better off with his actual wand. He's got his snake, and other than that he's got Horcruxes. So...
Yeah, I wonder, would that mean... Okay, so let's get a little deeper into this.
Okay.
Would Gandalf have to technically destroy all the Horcruxes, including murdering Harry Potter to kill Voldemort?
Yes.
That...
He would.
See, unless Gandalf could come up with a way to dispel the Horcruxes, which I don't think would work, he would technically have to kill Harry Potter, which I don't know if Gandalf would. So would Voldemort win because he would just basically outlast, like... You know,
I feel like Gandalf could be pretty ruthless. I feel like if it was for the good of all Middle Earth, he would do it. Like he would sacrifice people.
Maybe he would send, instead of sending Frodo to Mount Doom, he would send Harry Potter first.
Yeah.
And Harry Potter wouldn't, since he's not like the chosen one like Frodo, he would just get murdered in Mount Doom, and then there would be the Horcrux down.
That would have made the film very interesting. Now, one of the things I did just think of was. One of the things Voldemort can do that Gandalf never can is he can fly. So Gandalf could call for an eagle or something, but only if the eagles are willing.
Shadowfax.
Or Shadowfax. And you know how much travelling there is in Middle-earth?
Yeah.
Like, Voldemort does not have that problem because he can teleport, he can fly without a broom. So, in terms of transport and mobility, Voldemort's winning on that count as well.
I feel like the Horcrux thing is a real crux in this argument. Yes. I feel like that's the turning point in this battle.
He's planned it well.
Right. Unless Gandalf could destroy the Horcruxes before the battle begins. Like, if he knew that the battle was coming.
Yeah.
But if Voldemort just showed up in an arena against Gandalf, Gandalf, he would have to leave the arena of battle and try and hunt down the Horcruxes while fighting off Voldemort's advances. And so immediately Gandalf's on the defensive.
But I think it basically comes down to if it's a pitched battle and it's not like to the death or just a straightforward fight, then Gandalf should win it.
Right.
In general, but if it is like trying to kill the other person, then I think Voldemort's got it, because he'd have to find all the Horcruxes or something, and also Voldemort can get to them much quicker.
Right.
than
right.
Can, so.
But I guess one thing is that Gandalf, as he's finding the Horcruxes, could use the Horcruxes. Like some of them are quite powerful. Like he'd find like that ring that can reverse time and stop time and shit, and he'd actually use it in smarter ways than the dumb Harry Potter kids could.
That would have been really useful, actually.
Yeah, it would have been useful the whole rest of the series, right?
Yeah.
And Gandalf would just be like, "Oh, this is useful," and he'd just like stop time.
Yeah.
He'd go destroy all the Horcruxes, and then just like walk up to Voldemort, put his sword slowly through his face, and then start time. Voldemort would just be like, "Bing!" And Voldemort would be like, and just fall over dead.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's how it would go.
I feel like that's how it would go. So it would be, and you'd have like really cool side battles between like the giant evil like snakes and spiders. It'd be like the giant snakes versus the eagles, which would be a no battle at all.
So one more thing that might have been interesting was, do you think Voldemort would have been tempted by the One Ring?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
He would definitely be tempted by the One Ring.
So do you think the ring would be able to overcome him? Because what usually happens is it drains like on your soul and things, and of course it wants to get back to Sauron. But Sauron wouldn't technically be able to kill him because, again, the Horcruxes.
Because of the Horcruxes.
So would Voldemort be okay with the ring? He might be okay with it.
I feel like it would be one of those things where Voldemort's like all wrinkled and like drained and can barely walk, but he can't die thing, and he'd be like trying to enlist passerby like hobbits to like go and destroy his Horcruxes so that he can finally be released from the hell that he's in.
So it would kill him, you think?
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that happened, and Smeagol and his boyfriend that were fishing on the lake end up killing all the Horcruxes, and they get the ring. That's how they get the ring.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's genius. It's genius, Adam.
I think you got it.
I think so. So the final verdict would be Gandalf.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Gandalf with
Gandalf.
The Horcruxes are a big part of the argument, but I feel like if you take the both universes and you combine them, first of all, the orcs would all massacre the Hogwarts school. It would just be rubble and ashes.
Yeah.
Which would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or
a big dragon would show up and steal all the treasure.
Right, and like it'd be like the guy like Edward would be like in the forest sparkling, and then it would just step on him and crush him to death. I think that world would be amazing, and if you count the world in, I feel like Gandalf would have the upper hand.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
okay.
So we really went no lives on this week's verses. Thanks everyone for listening. I've been Everett.
I've been Adam.
And this has been the No Lives Remaining podcast. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
You slave. Fawn. Kill him.
Watch out!